Hey guys, welcome to part 46 of the Emergency Storage Shed Cleanup Series. 46 episodes, 46 weeks. We're nearly at 12 months. Who would have thought? Let's see what we can find today. Well, we have a sleeping dog for a start. It's pretty warm outside, so I guess we best leave sleeping dogs lie. I think that's the story. Okay, where are we up to? We have to get something else out of this emergency storage shed. We're just about knocked over these shelves in the middle. The last box we did was a totally random mix of shed stuff, house stuff, and everything was soaked in oil. This greenish crate here is likely to be just as random. There's no oil in that one though, I certainly hope. Next week's episode we'll do the bottles, and after discussing bottles in the last episode, a lot of people wanted to see how to clean them, so we will investigate that in more depth. Let's get this random one into the bench and see what's in it. Looks like mostly household, but who knows? So I'm looking forward to getting that shelf unit out of the middle. It'll give us a lot more room to work in there, a bit more floor space, enough room to swing a cat. And if I'm swinging a cat, guaranteed there won't be a sleeping dog. Interesting mix. Oh, it's empty. I thought it was a full bottle of Champers for Christmas. Oh, it's got a leather waistcoat or apron, bow tie. Well, you don't have a bow tie and an apron, do you? So I guess it's a waistcoat. That's rather cute. But and it was a bottle of Spumante. Anyway, I don't think the bottle's worth much. We will have a look. Looks like we do have a bit of a mixture in here as well. Some household. I thought that might have been a camera, but it's just a leather case. There's a bottle in there as well. Bit of hardware. Let's unpack it and see. Like most of these boxes, I have no idea where it came from. It may not have even been packed by me. It could have come out of someone's shed just like this. We don't always get time to go through boxes when we're cleaning up deceased estates. I don't think that bottle has any real value. It's 1.6 fluid ounces, produce of Australia, so it's pre-1970 thereabout. They did change the contents or capacity volumes around about 1974 for bottles. So it's probably 1960s then. I would suggest don't think it's a lot of value. It's got the original label, so maybe we might put $5 on it. In fact, what we'll do is we'll leave this cute leather. Well, it's probably vinyl actually. I think it's vinyl. Sort of waistcoat. We'll leave that on it. We'll put $5. Put it in the bar section in the shop. Maybe we'll put that at the back so that you can still see the label. Not much value there though, not old enough really. Yeah, I thought this might have been a camera case. It is English made. It looks like it's had spiders in it, but it's just the webs now. I don't know that it was a camera. Oval shape. Doesn't quite ring a bell as far as a camera goes. I don't think it's of a lot of value really. I think I'll probably just clean it out, of course. I think I'll just put it in the dollar box at the shop and someone else can decide whether they have a use for it. Brill cream. That was the hair oil that you used to see people slick back their hairs in the 60s and probably in the 70s. However, this rattles, so it's going to be something else. Let's see what's in it. Oh, some brass. Well, are they brass? Just some brass fittings. I'm not sure what that piece is. It looks like some sort of punch. Don't think there's anything really. I might keep some of these in that these are the sort of fittings that we used on old fuel lines, on old engines, and it still has the little olives that go with them. So it may be handy if I'm doing a restoration on an old engine. So we will hang on to those. But yeah, not really any value there. And the actual Brill cream container isn't quite old enough. It's probably 60s era. But yeah, I don't know if it's quite good enough value. Grooms and conditions, the hair. 4 3/4 ounce. So again, it's probably in the 60s. That almost looks like the Holden lion, the stylized lion which Holden used in later years. So anyway, pretty cute. We could possibly put $5 on the container, but I don't think it would be a fast seller. People do collect vintage household stuff though. and like the original packaging. Here we have a Lockwood night latch. It appears to be as if it's never been used. Yeah, it looks original and new. It's not new. And this is what happens in a lot of people's sheds. They'll go and buy something and they'll use it and they'll take the old one off and they'll put the old one back in the box. It's certainly been used. Look at the wear to the paint. And it's just a little annoying. It's probably still quite fine. But when you find a box all, neatly done up, you expect it to be like new old stock. And it's always a little disappointing when it's not. We do have a key. I would expect it probably still works. So we're going to get $5, maybe even $10 with the key. I will just check it to make sure it works. All the parts seem to be there. Now we have more hardware of some description here. I'm just checking for spiders. Don't think there's any. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It looks like it's a jig for something. Something out of the workshop. I'm not exactly sure. It's some sort of cutting jig or guide or something. There's a file. Maybe it's for saw sharpening. What's it say? There's a bit of paperwork in the bottom here. That's a saw sharpener, yes. We worked it out eventually. And they've got a picture of a little tenon saw being sharpened there. A miter guide that will last for thousands of cuts and stay accurate. So, alright, the box isn't much good, but I think we could certainly sell it as a saw sharpener with the file. Probably only $10. We might be pushing that. I'm not sure if people still use these anymore. Most people that use a hand saw or a wood saw just buy a hard point one that you don't sharpen and you throw away and buy another one. But there are still people around there that like to sharpen their old hand tools. So we might get 10 for it. I'll try and save this bit of paper, but I think the box is long gone. Okay, there's lots of boxed stuff in here. This might have been stuff that someone had had at a garage sale. A marble cheese slicer, $6. I'm guessing it's what's in it. Yes, it looks like it is. The box is falling apart. Yep, it's a marble cheese slicer. I'll get it out of the box because the box detracts from its value. We'll have a look at it at the end of the video. We might be able to do better than our $6. Here we have another kitchen gadget, a moolie, which are used for grating and slicing, and it was a whiz-bang kitchen appliance back in the day. This is probably 1970s looking at the box, so I would say 70s era. We'll get it out of the box shortly and show you what it's like. It looks like it's all there. A bit rusty on some of the blades, only right on the end. So that'll sell. I've sold those before. We'll get at least $10 for that. Again, we'll get rid of the box. It's only going to detract from the price. Okay, another kitchen gadget here. An electric can opener with handy knife sharpener. I hope this is new. It looks like the box isn't so bad. This box is probably worth hanging on to. Oh, a nice retro red. Don't know if it's new, but it looks to be in pretty reasonable condition, so we'll get that out shortly. We have another kitchen appliance in a box. This box is a bit sad. It's a Spong meat mincer. These had a vacuum base, so they work really well on if you've got really smooth Laminex or a bench top, maybe granite or something like that. But if you have a textured top, they don't always seal very well. So the box has been well and truly repaired a few times with sticky tape, so there's a chance that this is well used. A little rusty on the top again. Oh yeah, well used. Look at all that. Most of the paint's gone. The rubber base looks like it might be alright. We'll get that out and clean it up and have a better look. If all the parts are there, we're going to get at least $10 for that as well. Alright, no more boxes. We have a cross. And it's lost. It looks like it had like mother of pearl decoration glued onto it. Most of them missing. Oh, some of them are in the bottom of the box. I don't really think it's worthwhile trying to glue them back on. It's missing lots of things at the back. The little hanger's broken. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be much value at all. It might just go in the $1 box. Someone might still like it. A little tin. Now these tins turn up quite often. It's got wedding bells on it. And I believe they were used to give a small sample of the wedding cake to all the guests. I often find them with pins in them. They end up in sewing kits. This has got something, maybe nails. I'll try to open it without throwing them all over the bench. And it's got little rivets. Now I do keep rivets because they'll be handy. It's had a bit of water in there, but that's okay. So some little brass rivets. No value for us there. And as far as the tin goes, if the tins are in good condition, I do get $5 each for them. But they are quite common. Okay, here we have a little brass ashtray. Unfortunately, we've lost 2 of the feet. It's like a flying saucer. That would have been really cute. I wonder if the feet are in here. Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. What are our options? We could probably break that foot off, and maybe it would kind of sit okay. We'd possibly get $5 for it. Looks to have a Viking ship on it. I would... Oh, geez, I'm not sure how old that is. I think it's older than your 1990s copper art stuff. I think it looks more possibly 50s with the Art Deco bit. Little pointy feet. I love the flying saucer look. It's a shame we don't have the feet for it. I think I'll still get $5. I might try and take that foot off. It looks like the solder's let go on the other 2. I think that's the only thing we can really do to make it saleable. And getting to the bottom of the box, we have some old picture frames here. Early timber back picture frames. Steel frame. They're often painted gold. We're missing one of the decorations. There's no glass, so not much value at all in that one. Here's a matching one. It does have all the decorations and it does have glass. So I think with a bit of a clean up I'd get 5 for that. But the other one, probably just in a $1 box again. Another picture frame here. This one has been very wet. Whatever the picture was is pretty well gone. It's got a bit mouldy too. I might be careful cleaning that up. The old nails have gone very rusty. The frame itself was a nice frame. It's timber with plaster over the top. A lot of the decoration on these old frames was plaster over timber. And of course it breaks off very easily as the timber dries out. It's just going to fall off. Look at that. I don't see any value there at all. Okay, there was only one bottle in here. And it looks like a standard medicine. It's probably 1950s or so. Machine-made top. It's stained from whatever was in there. It's empty now. And someone's made up their own cork out of rolled up newspaper. So that's probably why there's no contents. It wouldn't have sealed very well. That's not old enough nor interesting enough to even try and clean up. I'll just put that in the recycle bin. Oh, these shears are quite good. I don't know if you've ever used these. They're, I think you can still buy similar. They're Tullen snips, they call them, but they're only a pressed metal, but they have a really good guillotine action, and they are excellent around the workshop for cutting various things. This one needs a little bit of lube on the pivot, but they do guillotine very well indeed. So they're handy. I'll keep those. Last thing in the box, a little compass. It's got a mini pencil in there. That's pretty cute. In fact, it looks like the pencil actually... Does it move? I've got to adjust it up the top. It's a bit tight. Oh, there we go. It actually moves fairly well. And how cute is the pencil that it actually threads in? I think it threads. Or does it just push? No, it looks like it's threaded. So I reckon I'll get $5 for that. Very nice little compass. That's all that's in the box. Maybe we'll save these little bits of mother of pearl and we'll put with the cross, and someone might like to put them back on. Alright, let's clean some stuff up and then we'll have a look. So I've cleaned up all this stuff. It didn't take much cleaning. I really just unpacked some of the stuff from these tatty old boxes. So that's our pile of recycling, cardboard and the little bottle. And we'll just run through what we got here. There's the little moolie. It's one that can be set up, I guess, on the table or maybe over a pot. And it slices it and dices and does all the stuff that the ads probably used to say it does. Mealtime Magic, rotary slicer with all the discs. There was only one with them with a little spot of rust and it cleaned off fine with some steel wool. I would say 1970s, this one. So yeah, that's a great piece. I think I said 10 initially, but they sell quite well, and I checked eBay and they sell fairly well as well. So I think we'll get $20 for that. I just went for 5 on the saw sharpening jig because I don't know that people are going to use it. We'll see how we go. They're just a dollar pile. And the best thing of the lot was this can opener. It's in great condition. It tests safe and works fine. We've even got the instructions and warranty details, although I would suggest it's well out of warranty. It would certainly be 1970s era. And it looks it, nice bright red colour. Now these sell quite well on eBay, and I saw some selling for $40 and $50 plus postage. I wrote down $40 for that. That's more than what I initially expected, but it does work very well and there's no damage at all. And I really didn't have to clean it because it was in the original box. So a nice retro kitchen gadget there. The mincer is complete. It works fine. It's got an extra cutter. The vacuum base, of course, doesn't work on my bench, but it's not a bad piece. And again, there was a little bit of rust on it. I just cleaned it a little bit up with steel wool, so that's fine. We went for $15 on that one. Should sell pretty quickly there. And all the other stuff, pretty well as suggested. This lock, the key actually doesn't turn. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it was too worn and maybe that's why they changed it. I'll put the key in with a box of Lockwood keys because I do sell them in groups on eBay. That can just go in the scrap metal. The latch and the keeper will get $5 in the shop, and I'll just put the hardware into my jars here, and that piece can probably go in the scrap bin as well. So $5 for that. The cheese board was, well, I think it was brand new. It's still got the wire on it, and you even get a spare wire taped underneath it. So that's a good little piece. I think I put $10 on that. We should sell that fine. The wedding cake tin cleaned up quite okay. We'll go for 5 on that. The little brass ashtray, I did break the other foot off, which can just go in the brass bin. And put a little dent right in the middle, so it actually sits pretty flat. And I just gave it a bit of a wipe over with the steel wool, just to highlight the pattern. You can see there's a Viking ship on there. Cool little ashtray. We'll easily get $5 for that. If it had the feet on it, it probably would have been 20. It would have looked, you know, really cool, I reckon. The compass cleaned up very well, just wiped a bit of steel wool over it. And I did read it, and I think it's Eagle brand. It's stamped on the side there somewhere. And made in US, New York, I think. So a nice little vintage compass there. We'll get 5 for that, no problems at all. Which brings us to the notepad, $125. It never ceases to amaze me, and I know a lot of you guys are always amazed at what looks like a box of junk can turn into pretty good value. The best thing is that we're working out what to do with it. I'm going to pass it on to people that love it, and that's guaranteed because they'll be paying me money, so I'm sure they'll love it. We have a box or a pile of recycling. I have a few little bits to keep here for my shed, and that's all the rubbish we're going to be putting into landfill. So that's pretty good. Another successful unboxing. Some good value stuff to go into the shop this weekend, and it's going to add a bit to our kitchen department. So we're back on track with our unboxings each week from the emergency storage shed. This was episode 46, and it's Thursday today. I'll have this hopefully up tonight. So I should get one up next week sometime, and we'll do those bottles as I mentioned earlier. But next week's pretty busy for us because normally we only open the shop Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the rest of the week we spend at home or going to the farm or whatever else is going on. But between Christmas and New Year, we open every day. So we'll have Christmas Day off. We'll open Boxing Day right through to the New Year and probably the 1st of January as well, because that's when all the tourists are around. And you know the saying, you've got to make hay while the sun shines. We'd be silly not to be open. I've got lots to do at the shop, but it does leave me not in the shed unless I get out here in the evenings. We'll see how we go. So as this will be my last video before Christmas Day, I'd like to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas in whatever form it takes for you. If it's just a holiday, enjoy. and be safe if you're traveling. A lot of people travel this time of the year, and I hope you have a great time with your family and friends. So appreciate your support for my channel for another year. I'll get another video out. I'm sure I'll squeeze one out before the end of the year. So enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.